everyone, to the female bodybuilding channel. Rising Phoenix is coming up. And JB, who do we have on the show today?
Welcome very much. We have two ladies on the show also. First of all, IFBB Women's Bodybuilding, Gina Cavaliero. Thank you very much for having here. And
Thanks
also
so much for having me.
Paige Sabedra, Figure Pro. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Before we go into it, Gina, I did see Hella Trevino looking leaner and leaner on her Instagram. I believe you are her training. You're a training coach, or?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, I'm a training partner, and I'm also training her right now. We're working on getting the size back.
Is she doing the 2022 Miss Olympia? Yes or no?
Not the plan as of right now.
Are you sure?
As far as she tells me, it's not the plan.
JB, do you think Trevino is fooling us and they won't tell us and she might jump in last minute?
I think she will surprise us or not. We'll see.
Well,
I think they had to answer, 2-3 weeks ago. Contracts were up.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, well, then you ruined the surprise then. Now people won't be guessed because that means, okay, so she... Yeah. Rising Phoenix, it's a huge show. It's a huge show for women's bodybuilding. Does that show have any meaning to you girls at all?
Oh, it absolutely does for me. It was the saving grace for women's bodybuilding when we didn't have the Olympia. So, speaking of Hella, she's a 2-time world champion, much like Andrea is. So to me, it's the pinnacle of women's bodybuilding just as much as the Olympia is.
Paige, does it mean anything that the show is pure women or no?
Because for sure.
Arizona Pro is it? No. Arizona Pro, it's a pure women.
Yeah, yes, this is all women.
With female judges as well.
Yeah, and I just want to say I appreciate them giving wonderful prizes to the winners as well. I mean, isn't it better than the Olympia? Do you know, Gina? Is it better than the Olympia prizes?
I think it's a little bit more. I mean, if you take consideration that the value of the car in addition to the prize money, definitely.
Right. So that's awesome, and I'm sure it's like an overall, great experience too at the show. They probably treat the women all very respectfully and everything.
But I gotta say, this all women thing, I don't agree with it when it comes to judging, because we have some bikini judges up there, and I don't care if you're a woman or a man, but if you are a bikini girl, you can't always judge a woman's bodybuilding the same way, and we've seen some different call. Is it very important to have an all-female judging panel? Is that really that important?
I don't know if that's critical for the show. I think it's something that was established just because it's an all-women show that they wanted to keep an all-women judging panel. I love the fact that Sandy Williamson is the head judge. I mean, so, we have the consistency is Sandy, I think, to kind of round it out. But I would like to see, guys and men in there too, but I do see the relevance of it.
We're going to talk about the athletes on this list, and we're going to see what you guys' different opinions are, and we're going to see who we think is going to make some damage. Reshanna Boswell, JB, one of our favorites that we follow for a long time. We've seen her come up. She won a show this year, JB. Reshanna Boswell, do you see her to be in the threat for the top 6 this year?
Definitely, yes. Yeah. I saw the last pictures from yesterday, I think, and the shape's incredible, and she will be a very good top 6 contender, definitely.
What do you think, Paige? What do you think, Gina?
I think if Reshanna can bring conditioning, that's going to be critical. She does have an amazing shape. But I think what we're seeing most of the time in women's bodybuilding is that shape is taking precedence. I think that's why we see who our reigning champion is. So that shape's important. But right behind it, I think, is conditioning. And, Reshanna, I was at Puerto Rico that she won.
Against Julia Fury, yeah.
Julia and Erica Dankova. Not a big field. And quite frankly, everybody wasn't really there with conditioning. But that was a long time ago. So it'll be really interesting to see what Reshanna brings this time. And if she does bring it, I think she can absolutely be a threat.
Is it hard to predict, Paige, when Julia Fury and Erica Dankova are not, especially not Erica yet, but are not Olympia athletes yet? And when you go in, you win a very easy lineup. Does it give you more confidence in the show, or are you a little bit like you want to see? Are you more nervous going into a show then? A big show like the Rising? If you're
Reshanna, yeah, going into this show, you have to look at the overall lineup and look at the shape and conditioning and see what the history of each girl is. But I would say that, because Puerto Rico wasn't as big, correct? So, yeah, you really got to bring it all for this one for sure. So there's a lot on the line for sure.
I think Reshanna can make the top 6. I know she wants to be even higher. It's just that there's many girls here. So, and there's not so much consistency at the top. Well, from Andrea Shaw and Hella Trevino and Margie, everything else has been up and down. So we don't know yet, but definitely she can be in it. Then an athlete that's really, really stood out. She was a figure girl like you, Paige. Then she went to women's physique. And finally, we saw a jump from physique that we loved, JB. Nadia, European Bodybuilder of the Year in 2021. Capotosto. And she hasn't competed all year. 3 shows last year. And she's training. There's no messing around on Instagram, you know what I mean? With photo shoots only and talking nonsense. Hardcore training. JB, will Nadia make the top 6?
Nadia, what I can remember, because I don't know her shape today, definitely, because she can bring this this kind of beauty aura, and her presence very well on stage, and also her shape and body is on point, I think. And what she's now bringing on the training videos, she got to be exploding this year, I think. So I would be surprised.
But is beauty something that can carry you for a top 5 at the Rising, Gina?
It can be a factor, certainly. I think Nadia brought an amazing amount of size this year. She seems like she's put on, I don't know how many pounds of lean mass. And she already had an amazing physique last year. So, again, she can definitely be a threat. And she's got a beautiful physique. So it's going to be interesting. I'm having a hard time actually picking the top 5, top 6. Because there's so many, just these wild cards that could crack that top 6.
She's definitely in my top 6. Paige, have you seen Nadia present herself? Have you seen her on stage?
Yeah. You mean she didn't compete this year, right?
No, last year. Did you see how she presented herself on stage?
No, I don't remember that time. I've just seen the recent stuff.
Okay, she's one of the best posers of presentation also. Okay. Lisa Cross, up and down. She hasn't competed in 2021. She took a year off now. No, JB, did she compete in 2021? I don't believe she did. No.
Didn't.
Those shows, she wasn't a threat. She's hooked up now with Nathan Asha, of all people, and Gemma Lancaster in the UK as her coach. We haven't seen her in that level yet at the top 6 in a show like this, but we never know. It's very exciting to see her back, and it's going to be exciting. Chelsea Dion, Gina. Finally, we have an American pro coming straight out of the gate, winning shows straight up. What do you like about her physique?
Chelsea has an amazing physique, just beautiful lines, incredible shape. Symmetry, I think, is probably the one thing that might hurt her just a little bit. I'd love to see her bring up her legs a bit, which she's a young physique. She's a young athlete. She's new, but she came on this year amazingly strong, took Tampa, and just brought, an amazing package in conditioning. So I think she's one of those that could absolutely crack that top 6. So it's going to be interesting if Chelsea can get in there.
But you are saying she needs to bring her legs up from her pro win for this show, or no?
I think so. I think that's probably the one thing that might be, that she needs to bring up that's going to give her that complete package. I think she's one of our rising stars. I think Chelsea's got an amazing future in the sport.
A lot of people have to bring up their legs. It's easier said than done, correct, Paige?
Oh, yes, it is. Definitely. As you say that too, I know that Teresa's not on this list, but I know, Teresa, that's big. Her big thing was this year was to bring up her legs too. So it's interesting to see that there's many of us that have legs on the agenda.
JB, a lot of people also, they say have to bring up the legs. The only difference we see on show that they pose differently. They haven't really brought them up. They just pose a little bit differently. JB, we've seen this season, haven't we?
No, not really. I think I personally I think the only one is got more of the leg development is Michaela Aycock. She's bringing up. You mean? Yeah, because she's you see her all posts training legs, and so on. I think it might be she trains 3 times a week or something, only legs. But you saw the last pictures of the coach, and he brings it up, and so.
No, Chelsea is very interesting, and she also promotes the sport. She has her own YouTube channel. A lot of your last video has like 15,000 views. She's younger with a different type of artistic style, and people enjoy it. So we'll see. Donna Salib, top 6. Is it possible? Gina,
ask me first. I think it's going to be a little hard for Donna Salib to hit top 6. I keep going over the list and kind of who I see filling that top 6. I see her just right beyond it. But when I look at the top 6 and who I think is going to probably hit that, I don't think Donna's going to be in it.
Andrea Shaw, we're going to talk about her a little bit later. If she doesn't make top 6, JB, we're quitting female bodybuilding channel, correct?
No, but yes, we have to think about the judging, and maybe write some letters or emails.
No, of course she will make the top 6. Mona Porcier, for me, she's making top 2 at this Olympia. Will she? Why are we so certain that she's so good? Gina, why you say yes right away when I say Mona? What impresses you with her?
Mona had an impressive physique last year, and she's improved it this year. I mean, she was 3rd at Rising Phoenix last year, just behind Hella. 4th at the Olympia. Is that correct?
4th
yes.
At the Olympia.
Right after Margie and before Irene. She's 2-3. She's a threat to Andrea without Hella there.
Yeah.
JB, you've seen a lot of women's bodybuilding. When do they usually make the most age-wise? She's like 36, 37, Mona, and a lot of female bodybuilders, they keep going to the around 50, the good ones. When do they you see them peak the most in age-wise? You've seen female bodybuilding for 30 years now. What would you say?
I think, I can remember also the Iris Kyle factor that she peaked in the early 40s. And Yeah, I think it's we also have the quality, and you can put on the size and so on. So I think the early 40s would be the best age to peak.
Michaela Aycock, Paige,
Yeah.
top 6 for sure, or
Well, I would say 6th place. I wouldn't say anything. She's kind of in the end of the 6, in my opinion.
okay?
Just because when we look at Mana and Andrea and the other girls, because Michaela's pretty short, right, which can have an advantage, and she's always really conditioned, so that I don't worry about with her. But I just think that some of the other physiques might overpower hers, especially if I'm sure she's made improvements on her legs. But just this lineup is so strong, I would put her on the end of the top 6.
Her shape, Gina, is her shape purely conditioning is incredible. Work ethic. She's bringing up all her improvements. She's got the epic shredded glutes that just drop down. But purely shape, when you see beautiful shapes like Mona, like Andrea, is her shape, can this shape carrier, like, is she a threat for a top 3 in a show like this with her shape?
This show, just because I think the top 3 is fairly solid, I don't think she's a top 3 threat. I do think she's a top 5, 6 threat just because of that conditioning. She hands down brings the most freaky conditioning out of all competitors that we've seen in literally years. And it's consistent. So, she always kind of has that ace in her pocket. So, but if we go back to shape taking precedence, that's where her shape's not gonna get her that top 3 placing.
JB, I'm very impressed with Michaela. It's because she had an injury, and the improvement she did for the pro show win, she didn't have time for any off season, and she packed on, I can't remember, 9 pounds of muscle on that short frame, and brought the same. Like, a lot of people pack on the size, but then the conditioning is worse. Here, the conditioning was the same. JB, you never say never. I don't know. I wouldn't put money on it, but you never know. Top 3, you never know. And here's the girl that we're going to ask Gina more about, because she's her coach. And have you seen some pictures, JB, of female bodybuilding? We can't post them here later, but JB, did you see the improvements?
Of who?
Of Leah Dennie.
Leah Dennie, okay. Leah Dennie. Oh, yes.
When you saw the improvements that we just saw from the pictures Gina just sent.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Leah got definitely more size, more width. The shape is really better than last time, and I really being surprised what she's going to do on stage. So, but what we saw on sneak peek, an improvement, 100%.
Before Gina, you tell us more about her, I gotta say, in 2021, she was the athlete that, what can I say? When she won the New York Pro, I was talking to people. I was like, I don't know, man. She's a little small, and I don't know. But when I saw her at the Rising and at Olympia, and then I found out her age, it's in the condition she brings, and the femininity on top of it, and the lines and the positivity, and she was really because I didn't see it coming. Paige, can you remember 2021, the Leah Dennie, how much of a star she was?
Yeah, is she coached by Dave Palumbo still?
We just said that Gina is her coach, and
Gina.
asking if Palumbo is her coach. No, it's Gina right beside you is the coach.
Okay, because I remember she was on there for an interview before, and you're right. She's very positive and great because she's older, and I think that she looks phenomenal. But yeah, I remember that show, and it was like a close second, correct?
No, she won New York Pro, and then she actually got fourth or fifth at the Rising, correct?
Okay.
Fifth.
Fifth. Gina, what's the improvements from Leah Dennie this year?
A lot, really. We started working together about 2 weeks after the Atlanta Pro. And, we just kind of hit that, that post-show phase where we could really put back on some size. Mm-hmm. So my plan was to take the first 6 weeks and grow. And her body just responded remarkably.
How do you grow? How do you grow at age 50, whatever? What do you do? How do we grow? Because we want to grow now, and we are in our 30s.
Well, it's a right combination of training, changing her training stimulus. Really, that was a big key. I changed up a lot with her training and how she'd been training, gave her more rest. She was, training 6 days a week. I backed that down a little bit, just a little more recovery time, and just really dialed in her macros to make sure she had enough nutrition and, to grow with. If we don't provide the building blocks, we're not going to see those kind of results. And, going into it, I wanted to bring up her legs. I wanted to bring up her back and her glutes. So that was our focus. I mean, she already had these amazing huge shoulders. So I wanted to bring up, and give her a little more that X frame and bring her waist in too. So that was another focus. We did a lot of vacuum work as well. So, everything just clicked for her. She's an amazing athlete to work with. I'm so honored and privileged to get to work with her. And, we're dialing in that conditioning right now. She's getting super tight. So we're really excited about the package we're going to bring next weekend.
Yeah. It's hard, but will this be her best ever look if there's no foolishness going on the last hour, as sometimes it will, but is this her best look to date?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Then JB, MayLa Ash. What are you thinking, JB?
She will I think she will come like a very big surprise package, because I didn't see any progress picture lately on Instagram or somewhere else, and but I think she always had the will and the determination to get better than last year in, for example, Romania. And I think she will, have more 3D, like you mentioned before, and she will be a good surprise. I'm really looking forward to it, really.
Paige, what do you think about MayLa Ash? Are you familiar with her?
Yeah, she's got a beautiful shape, very beautiful in the face and presentation. So I am a fan. Was she in the Olympia last year?
Yes, and it didn't go as planned, sadly.
Yeah. Right. So, but she came back and she did good after that, though.
Gina, she's got to have she was the star breakout athlete in 2021 with a 4th place. No one saw it coming. She switched from physique. And then it did not go at all in 2021. No, in 2020, I'm sorry. She was the star athlete. And in 2021, it all went, well, when you are, for us, it's like, we don't want to say too bad, but she for me, when a person is top 4 at Olympia and all of a sudden she's not, what do you think how does she feel right now? Because this is when you're top 4 and all of a sudden you fall all the way out. This is a big year.
Well, I think, Romania gave her a big boost to her confidence.
But she did not win Romania.
Which one did she?
She didn't even place top 3 wasn't she? Yes, she was top 3, but she lost to 2 girls who's never even been at the Olympia. So she won a show with only 3 athletes in Toronto to qualify.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I think maybe there was just a disconnect with coaching for her last year. I think that she's obviously made a coaching change. I haven't seen any recent pics, but I've heard that she's looking amazing. Yeah. We know MayLa has an incredible physique. Yeah. So I think with the right coach chemistry, which I'm confident she has that now, I think she's a huge threat. That's actually one of my top 3 picks. I'm expecting
top 3 picks.
Yes.
So you've seen something we haven't seen, or?
I write it down here.
Because her last physique we saw in Toronto is not a top 3 physique at this show. So that means you've seen something brand new then.
That was quite some time ago.
Correct.
So
Correct.
she's had a lot of time to work. She was also still dealing with the foot injury at Toronto. She's since had surgery, I think, twice, and is in much better shape for training. So I think MayLa's going to be back on top of her game.
Very interesting, because she's with Hyacinth Nasser, and
Yes.
isn't he also called? Are you the trainer of Helle and he's the nutritionist, or?
So I mean, Yassine's her coach, her prep coach. I came to Dubai. I learned and purchased a new X Pro. It's neuromuscular stimulation.
Yeah.
Just specifically to help Helle regain her size, because we can, stimulate and activate the muscle literally 250 times more per second than you can do naturally. So I just came to help her get her size back after the surgery, and it just. I pretty much went through the same thing, had very much the same surgery. And, so I just saw an opportunity to help her. And so I've been her training coach. Yes, pretty much. So we train 6 days a week. She's doing amazingly well. You can see from the pictures, I would pretty much say the size is back. So we're real pleased with the progress we're making.
Paige, is there any difference as a woman to have a girl trainer or a man trainer?
You mean in person?
For you, would you want to have a female trainer or a man trainer? Doesn't matter.
It would not matter. I personally, right now, I have a female, and I am like over the moon with her and happy, and I feel like I can relate with her. So I personally would prefer female, but to me, does it matter? No.
Okay, because we see very few women bodybuilders with a female trainer. I don't know why. That's why I ask. There's so few. Tina Williams, JB, who I've been promoting for 50 years, but it's not going to happen, it looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's going to be hard for her to make top 6 here.
Yeah.
I see the time, JB. We got Asha Hadley. JB, guaranteed top 6.
Yes, but let Paige say something.
I was going to say, I'm a big fan of that physique too. I was going to say she's in my top 6 for sure.
Gina?
She's got potential to crack top 6, definitely.
Oh, you hesitated there.
It's a conditioning question. Asha's got an amazing shape, amazing physique. If she brings the conditioning, yeah, she's top 6 crack.
Who's got best conditioning, Reshanna Boswell or Asha Hadley?
They're almost like hand in hand the same.
Yeah.
So that means you're saying Reshanna has a conditioning issue then? Let's stop it. Anyway, Michelle Jin, hard worker. She's at the Olympia on points. It's going to be hard for her to crack the top 6. Former figure girl. Janeen, sadly, we've seen her. She's improved size, but the conditioning hasn't been spot on, and she's declined in the placings. This is going to be hard. Sheena Oleg. Can she make redemption here, Paige? Can she get redemption?
That's a conditioning thing. If I have to point one thing out, shape, and her posing's beautiful. She's beautiful. Conditioning, I'm sure, will be the thing. Hopefully she can bring that.
Who did you have, Gina? Did you have Sheena or Turrell? You remember you saw Sheena lost to Isabel there after she was 3rd and she put her down to 4th? Remember that show?
I do. Yep, Savannah.
Who did you have there?
I had Sheena. It was a close 3-4. It could have really gone either way. Both of them really were lacking the conditioning. I think Sheena came in tighter in Tampa than she did Savannah. She kind of slipped a little bit there. So hoping with the additional time we've had since Savannah that Sheena's be able to tighten it back up. She's another one that just has an amazing physique, beautiful shape, great symmetry. And if she brings that conditioning again, she's a huge threat for the top 5.
JB, does she have, JB, what do you and me enjoy the most? What is it?
Size.
Nice. JB, does she have enough size though?
I'm not sure. But yeah, I think she will bring the good mixture of it, size and condition and shape. Shape she already has, so no question. But yeah, I think she will bring better condition than last time. So she will point on there, I think.
A girl who definitely has enough size and definitely on the upper body, Virginia Sanchez.
Yeah.
Top 6. What are you saying, Gina?
It depends on improvements. Like you said, upper body, absolutely all day long. Virginia has an amazing size there. We all know where she's lacking is legs. I would even say back a bit. The 2 areas that she needs to bring up. I haven't seen anything recent to know if she has or not. But if those components are still lacking, I don't think she's a top 6 contender.
Paige, if I tell you you have shit delts and all I see on your progress pictures are your quads, have you brought your delts up then?
Have I? Yeah.
No, I'm saying in general, if someone says you have bad delts and all you show on your Instagram is your quads, is it a high likelihood that your delts are up?
Yeah, if you're hiding something, yeah, we're all going to assume that you haven't been doing it.
That's Gina, I'm a little bit worried when people say they have to bring up something, but you never see that. You always see something else.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be part of it, but also take in consideration people are also posting for branding and for likes and for, so if your biceps are what gets the appeal and the attention, you're going to keep posting your biceps.
Yeah.
Before we go into our try to do a joint list, you just say it quickly. Most muscular. Who's winning that award? Gina, who's winning the most muscular award?
Historically, it's been Irene. So I'm going to say Irene again.
Paige?
I'm going to go with Lisa Cross.
Really? Okay, JB?
Yes, yeah. I'm not sure about Andrea or Virginia Sanchez.
I'll give it to Andrea Shaw, and we forgot to talk about Irene Andersen. We will find out, guys, this weekend. She's doing guest posing in Sweden because she did not bring the condition at all at the last show. We will find out how she looks in Sweden. JB, I have a spy there to film, so we will find out if she's ready. And I hope she is, because this best posing award, Gina.
Mana.
Agree, Paige.
Asha.
Okay, JB.
Janeen.
Asha Hadley is going to win the posing award over Moon. No, I will remember that. JB.
Janeen
over Muna. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got Muna. Video package award. We got I don't know what video. That's gonna be a hard one. That's gonna be a hard one. Top 6. Is anyone beating Andrea Shaw, by the way?
No.
I'm gonna say that Mana's got a chance.
Okay. So JB. Okay. So did I just hear you say that you think Muna Porcier, the sensation, what's the nickname, JB? The Iranian, what's her nickname?
No, I don't remember. Persian? Iranian?
The Iranian sensation? No, the Queen of Iran? Or no, you can't remember.
I can't remember because she's not appearing that much with that nickname. So
okay. So you just said, Gina, Muna Porcier Andrea Shaw has said she's winning 10 Olympias. Rising is just warm-up checks. Well, she didn't say that. But anyway, we saw the picture of her 12 days out from the back. What did you think when you saw that picture, by the way?
I thought her back looked absolutely amazing. She's improved her back. However, I'm concerned about her conditioning in the posterior for 12 days.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, why do you say that?
I thought glutes looked soft at that point at 12-day out.
Could it be bad lighting?
Possibly. I mean, there always could be poor lighting. But I just wasn't seeing the tightness and the shape and the glutes that I'd like to see at that point.
Okay. So back to Mona. Why do you see her having a chance this year to beat Andrea at the Rising?
Because Hella's not there. So then I'm being honest. The next best threat, I believe, is Mona. She's right there. So if Andrea doesn't come in 100%, which we know that she's, this is a stepping stone to the Olympia. And if she doesn't bring in 100% for the Rising Phoenix, I'm sure she will for the Olympia. But if she doesn't have it quite there, I think that opens the door for Mona to step right in there.
JB, do you see Mona has a legitimate shot to take Andrea at this show?
She has a shot, of course. I think so too. But you know how it is when you have the row and you bring the same condition or the better condition or the better shape and so on. And it's like you just change Ronnie Coleman and then 1, 2, 3 a new Coleman, but it isn't so close. You pick the old one, so yeah, it's always the same.
But okay, Paige, were you impressed with the 12 days out picture from Andrea Shaw?
You know what? At first, I didn't think it was even her. So I'd have to agree that.
You didn't think it was even her?
No. Like, I don't know what it was, but it took me a second. So I'm a big fan, of course. I'm not going to take anything from that. So I can see what Gina is saying about the glutes. But I still think that she'll be able to reel it in here. A lot can happen in a week. So, yeah.
There are ways to rush things. We're not going to go into that right now, but okay. JB, there's a lot of politics in the game, bro. And to Mona to beat Andrea Shaw, if Andrea Shaw has 20 pounds of muscle over Mona, correct?
Yeah.
Gina, 20 pounds of muscle, huh? And beautiful shape.
It's not always about size, right? There's several different criteria.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Okay. First, JB, let's dissect your list. We go to you first. Your top 6.
Oh,
you.
I didn't prepare anything.
Okay, let Paige do her first, and you can mentally, Paige, your top 6.
Okay.
And guys at home, we can disagree when she says something that you haven't wild out on field.
Yeah.
Please go.
Comment below.
All right. Top 6. I'm going to go with Andrea. Going to go with Mona. Going to go with MayLa Ash. Then Asha Hadley. So I believe that was my 5, right?
That's 4.
4? Okay. I also have Malaya Aycock on there, and Chelsea Dion.
Okay. That's not a too wide list. Do we agree? That's JB. We don't have to agree on everything, but it's not too. You can see it, correct, JB?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gina, your top 6.
I'm very close to that. I think the only one I might throw in there that we might see it could be Nadia. And Asha, Reshanna, they're neck and neck.
Go from your 1 to 2, please.
All right, so assuming Andrea comes in tight, yes, she'll keep her crown. Mona, MayLa, Nadia, and then
that's 4.
I don't know. So many ifs at this point. So it's I really honestly Reshanna, Asha, Michaela, Nadia. So I know I'm at I think 7 now.
You don't see Leah in that top 6?
Possibly. I would love to see Leah in that top 6.
Come on, you're her coach.
I know I'm her coach, and she has an amazing physique, and but it comes down to what everybody else brings, and I think we've got a chance to crack that top 6 if everything comes together the way we'd like it to.
JB, You can go last. So I see you're still thinking.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I got it.
Okay, let me hear you then.
Okay, but no running order.
Well, okay.
No, what I think is I have in 6 Regina Sanchez.
Okay.
And I will have let me see. I will have Lisa Cross in 5th.
You have Lisa Cross who has in 5th, so quite a big jump then.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Because I know the last shape from yesterday, so that'll be good.
Okay.
And okay, then we have that's a little bit difficult. Nadia
In 4th.
Yeah, in 4th. Regina Sanchez.
They're going very, very European. That's good.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I'm very good. Yeah, I'm European. Regina Sanchez, Mona, and Andrea.
You had Virginia. I think you had Lisa Cross, Nadia.
Yeah.
And then you had Mona and Andrea.
Yeah.
So Andrea's winning. I'm Mona in 2nd.
Yeah.
And I have Aycock in 3rd. Yes, she's going to out-condition these other people. That's 3. I have Asha Hadley in 4th. And I have Nadia in 5th. I don't know. And it's
difficult.
And I have MayLa. I don't know, because MayLa if these are true, what you guys are saying, that she's so improved, yes, but I have to see it. So this is very, isn't it a very exciting rising Phoenix this year, Gina?
It is. It's incredibly exciting. And I missed Michaela. She's another one that's just absolutely could be top 6. So I think this is going to possibly be one of the most competitive risings we've seen.
Yeah.
It's for the last couple of years, it's been Andrea and Hella. And, then like you said, I think in the beginning, when we started talking, this year, there's an amazing amount of talent and just a great physique. So the judges are going to have a hard time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Very. Are we happy with how everything is going for women's bodybuilding in general in 2022 based on what we saw in 2020? Do we have the same growth? Are we happy or not? JB, you have Gina first, since you are a female women's bodybuilding pro.
Ladies first.
Are you happy?
Ladies first.
The turnout early in the year, even the bigger shows didn't have the turnout that we've seen in the last 2 years. From what I hear, Omaha, Indy, Vancouver, I think are gone, right? So our opportunities to get to the Olympia are getting smaller and smaller. And I understand it from a promoter's perspective, they can't keep putting shows on when 1 and 2 girls show up. So I'm
and no Arnold Classic for
years now,
even for figure, it's gone next year.
I'm concerned what this means for us for next year. I mean, there's a lot of women bodybuilders. There's more and more physique athletes that are coming up into bodybuilding.
A lot.
But whatever reason, a lot of us didn't compete this year.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to kind of be a catch-up year to where the girls are going to hopefully flood the shows next year, and the promoters will pick up on it and bring the shows back.
Yeah,
hopefully.
But because I get the point, because for a promoter it's a piece of money to put in for a class. So
absolutely,
it's very expensive. And in Europe, we have no women. We don't even have one women bodybuilder pro in 2022. Not one. That's not a new. Yes. No. JB, do we have a female bodybuilder that has won a pro card at all in Germany?
Really?
In Europe?
Won a pro card? No.
In women's bodybuilding?
No. We had no chance to.
There's no girls competing in women's bodybuilding,
Yeah, we had different ladies on stage, but the classes were too small to get a pro card.
There might have been one in Romania though, wasn't it?
What was Natalia? What did she? Oh, that was at the Arnold, right? Natalie?
Yeah, but there was too little people to give her a pro card. Huh? It was only two.
The last time was Rising Phoenix in 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was also too small because it was 5 or something. I don't know, but it didn't count it. So Stepania, she called, didn't get a pro card.
Well, 2023, it's going to be good. This is going to be a celebration. Starts at Rising Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's this week with editing, JB. It's this week. We are very excited. Pay-per-view. And Gina, when will you step on the pro stage now, next time, and take someone out?
It's definitely going to be early in the year. I'm starting prep January. I obviously took this year off, shoulder surgery. Also had to get my thyroid healthy, which I've done, help of a great coach. I'm coaching myself now though. And, I'm looking to do some damage next year. It's going to be by far my best year. My shape's better. My size is back. And really, quite frankly, I'm eager to find out what this Masters Olympia is going to look like. I'm not young, so.
How young are you?
I'll be 54 in a few weeks.
Wow.
So.
No, but the skin is looking you're doing a lot of facial treatments and this type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's bodybuilding. Yeah.
51. Oh, wow. Masters Olympia. Guys, Jake Wood promised a Master Olympia.
Right? Supposed to be in Romania. So waiting to find out how the qualifications work for that. I want to be the first women's bodybuilding Masters champ. So that's the plan.
Well, you're going to meet Leah Dennie there. And you're going to meet MayLa there probably. And you're going to
There's a lot of Margie's Masters age.
What should the Masters age be, guys? What should the age limit be? What's a true master in your guys' opinion?
I think over 45. I think because there's a lot of women's bodybuilders, open competitors, highly competitive in their 40s. So I'd say at least 45 for a minimum.
Yeah.
What do you think, JB? 45?
Yeah, but I think so too, but not mandatory. So I think the ladies should compete. Yeah, if you're over 60 but in good shape, so why not?
Look at Michelle Brent, 65.
Yeah,
looks amazing.
Yeah.
Paige, before we go, what's your plans for 2023?
So I will also be doing an early show next year. We're going to go for Pittsburgh Pro. That'll be May 5th. So my prep will probably start in December, though. I want to get a head start. And then I'd like to do the Toronto Pro after Pittsburgh. Okay.
Figure are going again back to not so extreme. Well, it's not exactly extreme, but it's conditioning is very important, but you don't have to be so big. Do you like that?
I will be happy to be bigger if I can, but until the judges tell me to move into physique, if I get that big, then sure. But as you can tell, everybody's getting bigger and bigger every year. So I got some catching up, and I'm a new pro. So we'll see how it goes.
So Gina, we will see you at the New York Pro then, correct?
New York Pro, very possibly. Yes.
Yes. JB, take us out with something we can remember, JB.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You gotta make us remember something. Talk to us a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about how excited you are for Rising Phoenix.
Okay. I hope you don't mind, ladies, that I have to speak now.
No?
So, I'm really, really, really excited about Rising Phoenix because it will be a great competition. And I think the car is more expensive than last year. So, and it will be a battle on stage. So it will be great. And also, I'm really surprised what is the judging about. And we can later on discuss a lot about that. It will be a great show. And I think as always. So, and gonna be great. I will be sitting there all the time.
It's absolutely the best. If you like women's bodybuilding, I think this is JB, for us, it's obviously Miss Olympia is more prestigious, but this is really the women's bodybuilding show because there's so much TV productions and it's this package, the MostMuscular, and it feels like women's bodybuilding, and they have the video packages, and this is going to be a great one. Thank you everyone for joining us. Gina, Paige, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And JB,
Here.
out.
Oh yeah.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Trainers,
Right.
all the supplement owners,